go. Two of the hottest teams in the NBA will meet up on Friday night. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Of course, I'm talking about the ESPN nationally televised contest between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Miami Heat at the American Airlines Arena. 7.5-point home favorites. When the number was released, the Heat, that number has risen to 8, even 8.5 in the market, while the total sits anywhere between 187.5 and 188. Definitely check out any further odds movement at SBRodds.com and catch 2 more NBA videos at SBRvideo.com. 8-game winning streak for the Memphis Grizzlies, coming off a 90-84 victory over the Dallas Mavericks as 7.5-point home favorites. The under 4-0 in their last 4 contests. Of course, this is one of the better defensive teams. What was really key in that game is they matched their biggest comeback in franchise history. They were down by 25 points in the second quarter, and Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks were unable to close out the Grizzlies. They lead the Western Conference in allowing just 89.5 points per game, and they've held the Heat to under 100 points in 3 of the last 4 meetings in the series, winning 3 of those 4 games. Only loss in that span, though, played without the services of Rudy Gay. He's not injured in this one. He's now north of the border with the Toronto Raptors. I already covered him in a game as he gets ready to host the Indiana Pacers on Friday night. Held 48 of 56 opponents under 100 points, and this is the first game that this team will be a road underdog of 6.5 to 9 points during the 2012-13 campaign. Dating back to 2010, the Grizzlies are 14-12 against the spread in that situation. And something that I handicapped, even though the Grizzlies have had tremendous success on the defensive end and they have held James and company at bay since he's made the move from Cleveland to South Beach, they are 0-4 straight up and against the spread as road underdogs when allowing opponents to eclipse the 100-point mark, scoring 100 or more points. They've failed to cover those 4 games by an average of 13.2 points per game, and the Miami Heat are an unbelievable offensive team and incredible at American Airlines Arena. More about the Heat 12-game winning streak coming off a 129 double overtime victory over the Sacramento Kings 2 days ago as 15.5-point home favorites. LeBron James during this win streak averaging 29.8 points on 65% shooting from the floor. They have lost 7 of their last 10 meetings in the series, the Heat versus the Grizzlies, but the Heat are 7-2 in the last 9 meetings when playing on their home floor. 25-3 at home this season. That includes a 13-1 mark when facing Western Conference opponents. And since James and Chris Bosh have arrived in South Beach, the Heat are 83-19 in front of their home fans. 4-0 against the spread after scoring 105 or more points in 3 consecutive games. So this team is just on an unbelievable offensive roll. Of course, they've had tremendous numbers during the month of February since James and Bosh joined Dwayne Wade in Miami. I expect it to continue as we head into March. 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games when playing on 2 days rest. And this is a real revenge game for the Heat, especially now that they've kind of cranked it up. They dropped a 104-86 decision to the Memphis Grizzlies as 1.5-point road favorites. But that game came on November 11th, very early in the season. And the Heat, of course, were a little hungover from winning their first NBA championship with James, Bosh, and Wade together. So I'm expecting a big payback here. I was initially looking at the Grizzlies as a road underdog, but the movement in the odds from 7.5 to 8, despite a very little edge in terms of betting percentage in favor of the Heat, really got me on the Miami Heat here. So I'm going to lay the points. Pick the Miami Heat -8 against the Memphis Grizzlies on Friday night. For any further information on this game, definitely follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports and catch those videos, SBRvideo.com. Not just the other 2 games that I'm covering in the association, but check out Jordan Sharp and the NHL picks and Euro football. I know everybody's interested in those with Natalie Rydstrom, so definitely check out those videos as well. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Cut.